Hey, this is DJ Straight. Let me say this from the very beginning. TGIFF. Thank God it's Friday. Friday. It has been a long week, but we made it through. We have so much to be thankful for. And yes, we have got to keep praying for the people in Ukraine. I don't care what type of show this is. Prayer is always in order. And then for those, that are over here affected by it, but I'm excited tonight. So again, you know it by now. This is DJ Straight coming to you live from Praise in the Closet. And if you're watching on Facebook, go ahead and hit that share button. And if you're on our YouTube channel, DJ Straight, listen, you guys are subscribing and going back and watching. And I am thanking you all the way because we're going to make this journey together. But again, this is DJ Straight and Praise from the Closet. You can always reach us. And then you can go on our website, WGMLB.com, and see what we're all about. And also, I'll point you to our radio station, WGMLB.com. Hit listen live. Now, y'all know this lady, Ann Nesbitt. If it had not been for the Lord on my side, that's what was playing earlier. And then BJ Putnam featuring Nicole Binion, The Healing is Here. But tonight, I have a young lady that I met probably the latter part of last year. And when I thought about her, I also thought about Steve Harvey, because he said he's the hardest working man in radio. And then I thought about a couple of other people that work. And then I thought about Tommy or Martin. Tommy where you work. Tommy got a lot of jobs. We don't know what kind of jobs he's doing. But tonight, my guest, Miss Princess Dionna, she has a professional job. And then she has a second professional job. I'm not going to talk about her professional job because she'll tell you about that. But her other professional job, she's an author. She is a videographer. She puts things together. She has a YouTube channel called Candid Conversations with Peanut and Prin. She writes books. Go out on Amazon and support her book. She writes books, and then she's a great coach and a great mentor to other young women and other young men if you just watch her style. But she was also one of the very first guests on the families, my siblings and me, on WGMLB back in January the 30th. So listen, I could talk about her quite a bit because I have learned her, but I'm going to let her speak for herself. She is of age. So at this time, ladies and gentlemen, if you're out there, put down that fork, put down that spoon, and put the cup down and move a little bit closer to the table. Or pause that remote control. I know it's loud on the news, but help me to welcome Princess Dionna. Welcome. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am great. Thank you. I see you wearing that beautiful smile. I'm going to try to finish before you got to turn it back in, but that works for me. So before I go any further, tell me about the name, your name. Where'd that name come from?
So everyone in my entire life has asked me, is your name really Princess? Yes, my name is really Princess. My dad calls me Princess Anne because he had a memory as a child of the street near his grandmother's house. And so my name is really Princess. Dionna is actually my middle name. And that was from Princess Diana, and my mother liked the way that it sounded. She said, well, I want to make her own person. So she tweaked it just a little. And so Princess Dionna is really my first and middle name.
Yeah, but you know what? That's a great name for what you do, because you are famous and you're going to be famous-er. Your family supports you very, very well. And all of the work that you're doing, your name will be well known. And because you're already on Amazon and you've got your footprint in some other little projects around the DMV. So I just want to say that your mother and your father, maybe they had some special insight.
Maybe so.
Let's name her Princess. So it's a beautiful name, and it goes very well with your personality. And let me say this to everybody: while I'm talking to her throughout the broadcast, I'm going to put up her contact information, because once she starts talking, you're going to want to reach out to her. Now that's the TikTok. She writes books media. Now, for the people who are not into TikTok or don't know what TikTok, they may think you're saying TikTok. Explain what TikTok is and how they get it, just in case they want to reach you on your TikTok page.
Okay. So TikTok, real quick, is just a social media platform, just like Instagram or Facebook, but it's strictly videos. And there are a lot of amazing content creators on that platform. But if you wanted to download TikTok, you would go to your app store and type in TikTok. The icon will come up and it's very easy to download. It's a free download. So that's how you would get to TikTok.
Okay, because I want people to know how to reach you. Not only is she on TikTok, she is also on YouTube. Let me show you her YouTube channel because I'm going to show this throughout. You know, the little red square with the white triangle, that's YouTube. You might say YouTube, but anyway, when you get on there, go on Candid Conversations with Peanut and Prin. That's short for Princess, just in case you all know. So listen, I was able to glean at some of your information, and I'm going to go. Normally, I start from childhood up and things and come backwards, but I'm going to start now in the present. And listen, let me add this. Here is her book, Copology. Did I pronounce that right? Copology?
Yes, that is the most recent project that I have been on.
Talk about that. Talk about that book.
So Copology started off, a good friend of mine, Dr. Joanne Frederick. She and I put this book together. And it started off with just it being a way for people to have another way to connect and have another way to cope with many of life's stressors. We were already a part of an organization called the Hope Center, where she is the executive director. And as of February 1st, I am now the new director of the Hope Center. So I'm really excited about that.
See, I told you all she had a lot of jobs. Go ahead and finish talking about it.
So the organization there, we actually offer mental health services to underprivileged families. And underprivileged doesn't necessarily mean your finances. It might mean you don't have time for therapy. It might mean you can't step away from your family in order to get the healing that you need. And so the book was an effort for us to be able to provide some therapy tips and some self-help tips to anywhere, wherever you are. So you can purchase a copy of the book. There are 7 other authors in the book, along with myself, and we are giving you our real life stories of different moments in our lives where we had something that we had to cope from. And then in the very back of the book, we actually give you some therapeutic self-help tips. So it's a very dynamic book. We've been getting a lot of great feedback from it. We've done several events in the local community here in the Washington, D.C. area, but we are actually trying to look at other places and other churches that would like to, have us come and do an actual Copology workshop. So that is one of the things that we will be doing through our Hope Center nonprofit.
Okay, and I'm gonna put this other book up and tell us about this book.
Okay, so this book is my baby. Secrets in Their Roots, Finding They Are Lost. This book is the very first novel that I've ever done. And it is a story of a series of grandchildren that were raised by their grandmother. And they find out that everything that they thought was their life is totally different. And they go through and they're trying to actually help their grandmother grieve the love of her life. And they find out that everybody that they thought was an ally is an enemy, and so on and so forth. And the journey is a dynamic journey. The book is spiritual because it does actually talk about their walk with Christ. It talks about their faith. And that story is also just an amazing story.
Okay, and I'm gonna tell you why I put both of those books up first, because I see those books tying in together. Because people learn how to cope once secrets are revealed, whether they speak them out loud or whether they go to a counseling session. You know, that's how people, if I can use a church term, that's how they get delivered.
Yes,
That's a
yes.
whole different subject. But anyway, so I wanted to tie those two books together because you're very passionate about everything that you do. And so not only are you an author, and watch this, folks, watch this Instagram. See, she's a millennial, so she got all these terms, all these Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, you know, all of this stuff, which is great. It's good to know. But you're very passionate about what you do. What are some of the other entities that you're involved in?
So I actually started a medical billing firm about 6 years now. And the firm was really to help um, private practice doctors not lose money so that they would not have to charge their clients or their patients more for the services that they offer. And so that started off as my passion because I realized that the same way that us as individuals do not understand health insurance and how it works, neither do the doctors that try to help heal us. And so I just wanted the opportunity to be able to be that middle person where I work with the insurance company so that the doctors don't have to increase their rates and so that clients and patients have a full understanding of what it is that they are being charged and why they're being charged those fees. So Bill with Ease, that is actually my medical billing firm. And I love the medical billing industry. I can talk about insurance for hours, strangely enough.
That's great because I think maybe one day you should come back on and talk about those things if you can, you know, because that's very good. And so you are an author. Now you have a medical billing insurance company. How did you get to that point to even think about something about having that type of company?
So I started off working in the auto industry, and I worked in a body shop. I came in contact with a lot of auto insurance adjusters, and I thought I wanted to be an adjuster. And, you know, one thing I will say is I am a believer of Christ. And when we create a plan, he laughs at our plan and says, "Oh, baby, I got something else for you."
That's right. Many other plans of man, but God, I don't think so.
And so I found myself on this journey of trying to prepare myself to be an insurance adjuster. And so, in trying to be an insurance adjuster, I had to learn about insurance. I had to be able to explain how a policy worked. And so, I was in that field, I worked in that field. And while working there, I decided, you know what? I need a side hustle. I need a part-time job. And I decided to step into life insurance.
Okay.
So,
Y'all. I'll keep it.
And so I started selling life insurance. And what I did was while I was selling life insurance and getting my life insurance license, I realized that the parallels between insurance plans were actually very similar to one another. Just one was for automobiles and the other was for a life benefit.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I started comparing the two, I was like, wait, they're the same. And so that took me into a few years forward, and I found myself out of the auto industry, but still having a passion for insurance. And I took a job for a cancer practice.
Mm-hmm.
And in that cancer practice, I had to work with clients who had illnesses that were expensive. And a lot of the people that worked in our department did not understand how to break down or explain to the client or to the patient what the insurance benefits were. And so a lot of times there were people that did not understand why their insurance didn't just cover the bill, And I was the person that would help explain it. And so my passion kind of woke up. And I really, really, really enjoyed helping the individuals just understand the types of insurance that they had. And from there, I went to a women's conference. And at the women's conference, I met a small practice provider.
Wow.
And I had no idea. Like, I met her at this conference, and this particular conference, it was, first of all, I wasn't even supposed to work this conference. I was supposed to be a guest. A good friend of mine, she said that the event planner that she had hired had an emergency and wasn't able to be there. We had all sorts of things happen in that day. And so the venue got changed at the last minute. And I said, well, you know, I used to do event planning, whatever you need.
Laptops, go ahead.
Whatever you need, I will be there. And so I definitely stepped in, and we kind of rearranged the space. We got it prepared for the event. And one of the guests that was actually speaking on the women's panel that day, she was Dr. Joanne Frederick. And we have been friends ever since. We actually have grown her practice. When I first started working with her, she had it was just herself and 3 other clinicians. And now we have expanded that practice from it being herself and 3 other clinicians to now we have, I believe it's 7 clinicians, 3 interns. And we are continuously growing and growing. Every year we're able to service a lot more patients and clients. And so it's just been an incredible ride.
So you're also a groundbreaker, because it sounds like from everything that you did, from working at the card place and with the medical building, you actually took the time, the initiative to research to see what it is, because you wanted to continue to learn, because you're taking all your knowledge to learn and help somebody else. So let me ask you this. When you were a little girl, did you take your doll babies and operate on them or try to figure them out how they work? Did you do that?
So I never did that. I actually would set my doll babies up in a room, and I would stand on the opposite side of the room, and I would give motivational speeches.
Okay.
I would teach classes. I would sometimes provide therapy. I didn't know it was therapy back then.
Right.
I didn't know that's what it was, but that was my make-believe. And I, like, other than that, I would write stories, and I would read those stories to my doll babies and my imaginary friends and my grandmother's plants, because she had a room that had plants, and that was my play area.
Okay.
So between the doll babies and the imaginary friends and the plants, that's who got all of that.
Okay, because I knew you had to do something as you were younger, because it's been in you. And again, I go back to, that's probably why your parents named you Princess, because there was something that they saw, for lack of a street term, magical, but we know it's not magical.
Right.
Glory to God. It's spiritual. It's it's that type of thing, because it's just amazing, because you could also be a life coach. So you may want to go get you some training to be a life coach, because your products are not just for females. Your products are for men and for women and all ethnicities. So it's not just an African American thing. Everything that she has mentioned is something, because coping, pre-pandemic, we had enough stuff to cope with. And then when that came, there was other things to cope with as well. So I highly recommend that you all go on Amazon and purchase her books. She's got several of them out there. Now, if you can't get them off of Amazon, maybe you can contact her on her Instagram or TikTok. And that's for payment plan.
One of the things that I have started to do is people have reached out to me on my Instagram and on my TikTok, and they'll say, I'm not internet savvy. I just was able to find your Instagram, but I would like a copy of your book. And if you send a comment like that, I will connect with you, and I will actually have the book shipped directly from Amazon to you. So that is definitely an option. Just let me know.
Is it possible that you can give me your email address, and I can also put that on the screen as well for people? You can type it in the chat for people who because I know you got it ready. You tick like here, you got it ready. Another thing. So after all those things that you do, what do you do for your downtime? After all those jobs that you do, what's your downtime?
My downtime. Okay, so one of the things that I truly enjoy doing is I love to cook.
I was waiting for that to come out.
And so when I was on with my cousins and my sister, we were all talking about what we cook. And I am the person that wants to go all around the world with her cookbook. So some nights I'll make sushi at home. Other nights I will make Greek dishes. I will do Jamaican. I love making Jamaican food. Let's be clear.
Okay.
Those West Indian roots somehow, just hit my palate a little bit differently. But I love making oxtail. I love frying cabbage. I've even done plantains, so I have this new gadget that is my favorite thing to cook with. And my new gadget is my air fryer. And so right now I put everything in the air fryer. I'm like, ooh, well, let's put it in the air fryer. So that is my new gadget in the kitchen that I have been truly enjoying. I actually have a new salmon recipe that I want to try in the air fryer.
Okay, good. Then maybe one day you can come back and actually cook some dishes for us. And like I said, I know it's Friday night and we've had a long week, and I definitely don't want to hold you as long as I normally. Well, I don't have a time limit for hold, but I thank you for coming on because you just have so much to give. Now, I understand that you're working on a project for tomorrow. Do you want to tell us about your project that you're working on for tomorrow?
So tomorrow I am helping to produce.
She's an engineer producer. Go ahead.
Huh?
I said you're the engineer, the producer. It's your shout outs, girl. Princess. I'm gonna shout it out because honestly, that's what WGML is about. Not only do we play music, but we are community, we are city, we're state, we're country, we're nation. It's to promote each other and to help other people succeed because you've mentioned about your books about coping. You've mentioned your books about the secrets, the grandmother, and things of that nature. You've got so many avenues, medical billing. Do you know how many people who get, I don't want to say robbed, or get cheated when it comes to the medical field just because they don't understand? And so that was great. And then you talked about the cooking. So yes, I don't mind tooting other people's horns. I want to promote people when they have a positive message and they have something that positive influence. So go ahead and tell us about, if you could go back, because you're not that old. You're not that old. You're seasoned. You're getting seasoned in wisdom. But as a teenager, what were you doing as a teenager to prepare you for what you're doing now?
So, so my preparation for this part of my life has actually started well before even being a teenager.
Okay.
I was as a child, I did, like catalog modeling and beauty pageants and speech and choir. And so to me, all of those things allowed me to get experience and be exposed to people. But as a teenager, I actually left high school with the passion of wanting to understand how the human body and the human mind worked. And I think that propelled me into being able to see that all of us have pain and all of us have hurt. And those hurts are the glasses that we see everything else through. And so, honestly, I went into school as a psychology major, and I actually put a lot of those emotions in the characters that I have. So many of the characters in the stories that I write, they actually are faced with some real life challenges, and slowly but surely they go through their very own journeys of healing and coping and discovering themselves and parts of themselves. And I just think that that's important. And for me, I think understanding even something as simple as understanding that a person might not be feeling well, and that's why they're on the other end fussing about their bill, because they don't understand the bill, two, they don't feel good. Like all of those things for me just kind of all connected, because I paid attention to those little things. So I think that I've just kind of gotten nuggets all the way along the way.
Okay. And so now your new name is Dr. Princess. I'm serious because, like I said, everything that you've done, and I'm putting up her email address, everything that you have done has been to help people, whether it's in their physical body, with your books, the mental part, the event planning, helping people to get successful. And so, and I'll just speak very candidly. God didn't put the multiplicity of things in everybody. I'm convinced that he only puts them in people that he will trust to go out and carry the work. Because I'm the same way. I am the same way, and I probably have my hands in more things since I've been home than just ordinarily out. But it's great to be able to see that you're doing everything you're doing now while you can, and then not only that, you're influencing other people to go and to find out what their passion is. And that's why I wanted to put you on this episode. What's your passion, your career or hobby? Because you have a career. Matter of fact, you help build other people's careers. And then after you built their career, then you found yourself like 15 job man with hobbies. All of those hobbies work together. They work together to help people again. And so I want to bring you back on because I definitely want to talk about the medical, but I want to also bring you back on maybe in several months to see how your some of your businesses are going, how your books are going, so we can come back on and promote those books. Now, for everybody who doesn't use TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, there's her email address.
DJ Straight, I just realized we need to use the other email because it's missing a letter.
I'm trying to get that one. I thought I was getting the same one. I kept seeing it say, I was like, no, I copied that one over. So we're gonna bring that right on back. See, this is the greatness of let me put this up.
Mm-hmm.
Is it this one right here?
No, because it has an S.
Okay.
It's missing the S.
All right. This one. PRINSOTHER. That one.
That's
okay. They both looking like I was like, now I know
they really do.
I know I clean my glasses, and I didn't want to keep putting up the same one. But yeah, y'all, this is real TV. This is real. But let me put it up again because this young lady has a lot to offer. And one thing I do know about her is she doesn't mind sharing. She's not that type of person that's going to take her information and just keep grabbing for herself and not share. Now, I'm sure she's not doing all these things for free, but what you do is you contact her if you need her services. And because I just think that it's just great for you to be able to come on and share, and you've got your hand in so many things, and eventually you'll start seeing the sprouts from all that you're doing. Not that you don't see it now, but even greater, because you're not going to just throw anything out there. So and as I ask you this, any parting words while I put up all of your other ways to contact you? And did we finish talking about tomorrow, what time that you are doing your?
No. So tomorrow we're doing a Black History special. And actually we'll be doing several of those through the course of the year. But the Black History special tomorrow is actually featuring Harriet Tubman. And we have one of her descendants that will actually talk to us a little bit. We have some young people actually sharing some quotes from it. So it should be a very interesting program because it's not any of the stuff that we've heard or seen in the movies. It's just a little bit more. And, in the way of the world, how we are still fighting for equality and justice. it's nice to kind of take a look back at where we started so that we can figure out how much further along we have to go on that journey. So I'm definitely excited about tomorrow. Now, as far as last and final thoughts, I do have on my Instagram page, I have a coupon. So anyone that is in need of coaching and they would like me to help them with either a book project or something that they're doing, I do have a coupon on my Instagram page where you can actually get a little bit of a discount for the services, anyone that's interested.
Okay. So now tell them how they can see your thing for tomorrow. Is that live? Is it going to be on the web? How is it going to be?
So tomorrow's program is going to be on saferefuge.org. I'm trying to make sure I have that right. Yep, it's saferefuge.org.
And what time is that?
Now the time, I have to be in the studio hours before. So I know
5 o'clock p.m.
Thank you. I'm glad you know.
I believe
in my mind, I'm like, wait.
Because this is another avenue that you're doing. You're helping put this together. So somebody may need some virtual assistance.
Yes.
And putting things together. See, girl, I'm just promoting you. See,
I appreciate it.
So somebody may need some assistance. Now tomorrow at 5 o'clock on saferefuge.org, you'll be able to see.
And let me make sure, because it might be saferefugeinchrist.org.
Okay, well, we're going to take that down. But I have Dr. Princess Dionna. I have to admit, it's been very good, and you've accomplished so much in a short time on today. But you're going to keep on going, and if it's at all in any way that, and I keep saying, if there's any way that us, DJ Straight and Praise from the Closet, can help you, even in advertising, and when you get ready to do your cooking, trying out your new recipe, if you want to put your camera on and come inside the kitchen and come inside here, because I definitely won't be trying that recipe because I'm not a cook. But I think it would be great if you wanted to come on and do that, and to inspire some other things that are going on, because at this day it's really great opportunities for people to become their own entrepreneurs. Then don't quit your real job if you don't have some lines on you're going entrepreneur, because our disclaimer is we can't pay you. We're not even trying to pay you. So make sure you don't quit that job entrepreneuring until you have something else lined up. But right. So I want to say thank you all for tuning in on today. And again, if you missed it, you're able to go on YouTube, the YouTube channel, DJ Straight, youtube.com at DJ Straight, and you'll be able to watch this again in about 30 minutes. And also it's on my Facebook page. I wasn't able to share it, but you can always go out to our YouTube channel. So thank you very much, Dr. Princess Dionna, for coming on. And don't forget, she's got her books. This is her baby, as she said, The Secrets in Their Roots. And then the other book that she co-authored or co-directed was Copology. And she has a lot of books out there, even books for children on the website.
You know what, DJ Straight? I forgot. This summer, I'm actually doing a children's book stop through the metropolitan area. So I'll have to come back on and tell you about that. Okay, because I was going to say, okay, that's good. Just let me know when you want to come back on, a little bit ahead of time, so that we can promote that very well. All right. Well, thank you very much, this author and business. Tom, you don't have nothing on you. I know he's resting, Lord. And Steve might be the hardest working man on radio, but you coming close on virtual. Or let me make up this word, virtualism. Coming close on this virtualism thing, because it is not going anywhere at all. So thank you again, and have a wonderful evening, and don't go out once I take you out. Thank you all. This is DJ Straight signing off
again from Praise from the Closet, and you have been listening to What's Your Passion, your career or your hobby, or may not be either, but we have guests that will inspire you to find one. And again, you can always go on our radio station wgmlb.com and hit listen live and hear great inspirational music of all genres: classic, gospel, traditional, bluegrass, Christian, operatic, anthems, hymns, that you will be able to go on and listen 24/7. Thank you for tuning